For this video, you're going to need your selected yarn, a 3.5 millimeter crochet hook. You're going to need some beads to use as eyes, or you can use safety eyes. You're also going to need some stuffing and a yarn needle along with a pair of scissors. We're going to start with the magic circle, and we're going to make 8 single crochets in a magic circle. So you're going to chain 1 to lock your circle and make 8 single crochets in the magic circle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. We're going to pull on the tail to close our magic circle, and we're going to slip stitch into the first single crochet we made initially. Pull on the tail to close the loop or the hole in between. For round 1, you're going to chain 1 and you're going to increase in all 8 of these stitches. That means that you're going to make 2 single crochets in each stitch around. So that's going to leave you with a total of 16 single crochets at the end of this round. 2 single crochets in each of the 8 single crochets of the first round. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is going to be your pattern for round number 2. You're going to increase in each stitch around, and I'll meet you at the end of round number 2. Okay, so I've reached the end of round number 2, and I'm going to slip stitch into the first stitch. You're going to slip stitch into the first stitch to close the round, and my yarn has split on me. There you go. Slip stitch into the first stitch to close the round. For round number 3, you're going to chain 1 and you're going to make an increase in every second stitch. That means that you're going to make 1 single crochet into the first stitch, and then you're going to make 2 single crochets into the next. 1 single crochet in the next, and then 2 single crochets in the next. One single crochet and then 2 single crochets. This is going to be our repeat for round number 3. I'll meet you at the end of round number 3, and make sure that by the end of round number 3 you have a total of 24 single crochets. Okay, so I've reached the end of round number 3. You're going to slip stitch to close the round, then you're going to chain 1, and for round number 4 you're going to increase in every third stitch. That means 1 single crochet in the first, 1 second crochet in the next, and 2 single crochets in the next. One single crochet, 1 single crochet, and then 2 single crochets. One single crochet, 1 single crochet, and then 2 single crochets. This is going to be our repeat for round number 4. 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, and then 2 single crochets. At the end of round number 4, you're going to have a total of 32 single crochets. So finish round number 4 and I'll meet you at the end here. Okay, so I've reached the end of round number 4, and you're going to slip stitch into the first single crochet to close the round. You're going to then chain 1, and for round number 5 you're going to increase in every 4th stitch. That means 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, and then 2 single crochets. One single crochet, 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, and then 2 single crochets. This is going to be your repeat for round number 5. 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, and then 2 single crochets. So finish round number 5, and at the end of round number 5 you're going to have a total of 40 stitches. I'll meet you at the end of round number 5. Okay, so we've reached the end of round number 5, and we are going to slip stitch to close the round. Now we are going to make a 6th and last round. You're going to chain 1, and you're going to increase in every 5th stitch. So you're going to make 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, and then 2 single crochets. One single crochet in the next 4 stitches. And then 2 single crochets in the last stitch. At the end of this round you're going to have a total of 48 stitches. So finish your round number 6, and I'll meet you at the end of round number 6. Okay, so we've reached the end of round number 6. You're going to slip stitch to close the round, and then you're going to fold your work in half, making sure that the stitch you've left, that you're still working in, should be at the top over here. You're going to close it into half like this. Put your hook back, make a chain of 1, and we are going to start single crochets both these ends together. So you're going to make a single crochet in the first one, making sure that you're going through both the stitches. Another single crochet, single crochet your way around, some of them are quite hard to get into because I crochet tightly. Okay, so that's what you're going to do. You're going to single crochet around, and after you're more than halfway through, okay, I'm stuck here again. Okay, here you go. After you're more than halfway through, you're going to start stuffing and shaping your crescent. Right now it looks more like a taco than a crescent, but don't worry. You're going to shape it into a crescent. Okay, so I'm going to stop here, and since I have enough space to put my finger in, I'm going to start stuffing my crescent. Make sure that you don't overstuff it, because if you overstuff it, it goes very stiff. There you go. Make sure that your stuffing goes all the way into this corner as well. And for that, you need to use the back of your hook and your thumb at the same time. There you go. Now, since we have a lesser part of stuffing, lesser part of stitches left, we are going to keep stuffing and we are going to keep closing our crescent as well. Okay, put them together and you make a single crochet. Now I'm going to stuff a little more because I have a very tiny space here. And for this I'm going to use the back of my hook, because I don't want to end up opening my stitches. Okay, and let's close our crescent all the way. And fasten off. Now shape, squish, and shape your crescent. There you go. Now you're going to take your yarn needle and you are going to stitch in your end that's sticking out. Just put it all the way in. Don't pull hard on it. Cut it off. Now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to attach my bead here to give my moon an eye, and for that I need some glue. Here's my bead. I'm going to take my bead and put it here. Then I'm going to take my needle again, and I'm going to take some black yarn, just a tiny bit. Yarn your needle. Okay, so I'm just making one side of the face because I'm going to put a magnet behind it and put it on my fridge. So I'm going to go in from this side, the back side of my work, and come out here, maybe in the middle here. I'm going to bring my yarn to the point where I want my smile to be, and I'm going to get out of the same place. Okay, now I think my smile looks a tiny bit incomplete, so I'm going to go back in and I'm going to come out here in the middle. I'm going to go out the same way I came in. There you go. Now I'm going to knot here. I'm going to cut my yarn very close to the knot, and I'm going to use my yarn needle to put my knot back inside. This is an extremely quick and easy project. You can make a lot of these to give as gifts over Christmas or birthdays. Here you go. Here is your crescent that's ready. You can make a back charm out of it. You can even put a tiny little nose here if you want. And let's put a nose here. For the nose, you're going to take a white yarn. You're going to make a 4-stitch bobble in the middle. So make a magic circle, make a 4-stitch bobble. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Chain 1 and slip stitch in the middle of your magic circle. Close your magic circle and cut off the yarn. Now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to tie a knot here, and I'm gonna thread my needle. Now I'm going to look for the point where I want the nose to be. I think I want it here, somewhere near the eye. So I'm going to go in this point, bring my bobble up, place it where I want it with my finger, and I'm going to sew the bobble on. I still have time to place the bobble wherever I want to. I can move it with my finger while I'm sewing it on. There you go. Okay. While you're sewing it on, I would suggest that you pull your yarn tight. That would make your bobble go a little smaller. That's how you're going to do it. There you go. This is what a moon looks like so far. Now I'm going to close my stitches here. Go in once more, and I'm going to come out the other side and pull my yarn tight. There you go. That has squished my bobble a little and given it the shape of a nose. Then you're going to put in this end as well. For this I'll use the hook since it's a small end. That's it. I pulled out a little bit of my stuffing with it, but it's okay. Here you go. So your crescent is ready.